What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, so park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you'll see a Patreon account. If you click it, you could become a member. All you got to do is try to recommend movies, music, trailers for me to react to, so go click that damn link. Now, with that being said, we are here to review Jordan Peele's Nope. Yes, the 2022 Jordan Peele movie. Now, I'm just going to go out there and say it. This is that one movie where I told myself, if Jordan Peele doesn't get this shit right, this motherfucker is a bust. Like, he's not the director that everybody is cracking him up to if he messes up this movie. So he did really well with Get Out. Us sucked, and it was up to Nope in order to basically break the tie within his directorial debut, or, you know, his first 3 movies or whatever. And I'm here to say, I'm about to tell you what I really think. So by the end of this damn review, you will know whether or not Jordan Peele has done it yet again, or if this man is a shill, a sham, a fake, right? So we'll get into that. Now, the cool thing about this movie, Nope, was the fact that it was shrouded in mystery, right? Especially with the first trailer. The first trailer really shrouded you in mystery. And I'm glad that I didn't watch the second trailer until after I already saw the movie. So because of this, I realized that if you watch the second trailer, you're screwed, my friend, because that whole mystery, that whole illusion, the whole what if scenario, right? That's out the window. You don't have that anymore. And honestly, that takes everything away from the movie. If I have to compare this movie to anything, I'm going to call it the Black Signs, right? If you guys have seen the movie Signs, you know what I'm talking about. It is literally the black version of Signs. And that's not a bad thing at all. So we have Daniel Kaluuya, whatever his damn name is, returning back to a Jordan Peele project after they hit it off with freaking Get Out. And then you have Keke Palmer, and you have Yoon, I forgot his name, dude from freaking The Walking Dead, the Asian guy, the dude that got knocked in the head by Negan. Anyway, to the point, everybody in this movie does a fantastic job. Like, the acting in this movie is top notch. The jokes hit. It's not too jokey, which is good, because that's kind of what I was worried about. I was worried that it was going to become like Us, and with Us, it was like a serious tone movie that was constantly, the seriousness was constantly broken up by these whack ass jokes. This movie does have jokes, but at the same time, it doesn't ruin the movie, if you know what I mean. Now, the thing is, Daniel's character, although I liked him a lot, he will come off as kind of dry to people, but that's who he's supposed to be. That's his character. I feel like to a lot of people, this might be a problem, that his character comes off as really dry, but it's who his character is. And when you like, especially when you're really watching the movie and you see his development from the beginning of the movie to the end, you will appreciate his character a little bit more. But please don't let his dryness like turn you off to the movie, okay? Keke Palmer's character is freaking hilarious. She's funny as hell. She's the one she's kind of like the comedic relief, in my opinion, but she also does a really good job when the movie asks her to get serious. So she does a great job too. Now, the storyline, although I feel like Jordan Peele played it very safe with the storyline, okay? Very safe with the storyline, because truth be told, this isn't some extraordinary, extravagant, out of this world story. It's not one of those things where it's unheard of and it has some crazy wild twists. It's a very basic, to the point story. And honestly, that's where he should have went with this movie. If he would have went above and beyond and tried to like give the audience like that M. Night Shyamalan, you know, that kind of cast, that kind of twist, then what possibly could have happened was this movie would have been a miss. But he played it very safe. He kept it to a very simple storyline, and it worked well. It went with what they were trying to do. He didn't try to go over the top. It's a good fucking movie, like straight up, you know? Now, I will say that there is a side story in this movie, especially because at the beginning of the movie, you're introduced to this scene. And throughout the movie, this scene is explained. Now, that side story to me, although it was very fun to explore, kind of felt like it didn't really have a real place within the movie. That's just my opinion. Like, it really didn't fit into the movie. Now, if you guys are familiar with Candyman, then you will know what I'm talking about when I'm referring to the scene right now. The girlfriend in Candyman had this side story where her father committed suicide. And although it adds like this, it adds something to the story, it's never further explored, and we don't know what the fuck the reason why it was ever mentioned. Fast forward to freaking note. We kind of are in the same situation where we're introduced to the storyline, although it's very cool, although it's very gruesome and gory, it's dope. It's possibly one of my favorite freaking scenes in the movie. It doesn't really play a part in the storyline. It doesn't really have a place in the storyline. So it sticks out like a sore thumb. Sorry, I'm kind of getting over COVID, so my voice is kind of cracking or whatever. So you might hear me constantly clearing my throat, and sorry. But to the point, I think that Jordan Peele's played it safe. And because he played it safe, this movie is actually really good. It's a fun movie to watch. It's funny. It's entertaining. There was not one moment in this movie where I was bored. It wasn't, now movies, there's so many moments where you're wondering to yourself and you're twiddling your thumbs and you're thinking, this part right here is boring. All right, what is this purpose of this part right here? And you just kind of like lose yourself in the movie. There was no part in this movie where I got lost or where I was just kind of like, or tuning out or anything. This movie had me invested from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. The cast did an amazing job. The third act of this movie plays out like Independence Day. It is a very kind of blockbustery ending. That third act is phenomenal, in my opinion. I thought it was really cool and interesting. And this is definitely a movie that I will be watching again. I will pay money to see this movie again when it is released to the general public, which will be Thursday? So Thursday, probably going to go see it in IMAX because I feel like that's the best way to enjoy this movie, especially with a big blockbuster of this magnitude. I really feel like it needs to be enjoyed in IMAX, right? Or Dolby, right? Overall, I feel like Jordan Peele, again, played it very safe with the storyline, but it's not a bad thing. You don't always need to try to hit the audience with a crazy ass twist or try to throw things over their head, right? Very basic storyline, straight to the point, easy to follow, fun movie, right? Simple format. He did it. He was able to actually release a movie that I enjoyed again. Now, does this staple him as the new face of horror, right? No. And there's a reason for that. This movie's not really a horror movie, in my opinion. It plays off as kind of like a sci-fi thriller type movie. There are horror elements to it, but I don't necessarily consider it a horror movie, right? Kudos to Jordan Peele, though, putting out an excellent movie. It was fun to watch, very entertaining. So let me hit you guys with the grade. Here on Cinema Chop Shop, we grade movies in 3 ways. Count them 3 ways. Either you get bodied and sent to the bowels of hell, and I tell you your movie was basura, homie, or I give you that big fat meh, which means your shit was mas o menos, mediocre, mid-grade, mid-range, all that good shit. Or I tell you your movie was spared, and I tell you go watch that shit, go entertain it with your loved ones, go have fun, pay to see this freaking movie. And I'm going to have to spare this damn movie.
He ain't earned the death. He ain't earned the death at my hands. God's only man, spared by the butcher.
Yes, you heard it, folks. I am sparing this movie. Now, is this one of Jordan Peele's greatest projects? Hell no. Not at all. Get Out still holds the title, right? Is this an amazing movie? Nah, not really. But it is a really fucking good movie, right? If I had to give it a letter grade, I'd probably give it a B, right? It's like a B, B plus, somewhere around there. Probably like a B. I'm going to give it a B. But then again, I'm going to watch it again, and I'm really going to feel my letters solidify. But the fact that I actually want to return to go watch this movie says a lot about it, right? I think Jordan Peele played it smart, played it safe, kept it to a very basic storyline, did it well, kept the comedy to a minimum to the point where it wouldn't interact with the story a little bit too much. He picked the perfect cast to play in the movie. Although you had this weird ass side quest that kind of didn't really have anything to do with anything, it still did a good job at making it entertaining enough to the point where it wasn't going to bother me enough. But me being like a film dude, I noticed it. I noticed that it kind of didn't have a place in the movie. It kind of felt like filler, but to each his own, right? So that's my review. Let me know if you agree or disagree, whatever the case may be. Drop it in the comment section down below. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys are having a magnificent day, and adios, homies.